Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. We're finally getting consistent again. Yay! So today we're going to talk about something that's very close to my heart because it's something I've been struggling with, and I also realized the more I spoke to people, I'm not the only one. So today we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome and all the nitty-gritties and how it affects various people. I hope you guys enjoy this video and it helps someone so that you know you're not alone in some of these things, because I feel like a lot of us are suffering in silence at the moment. So please do note, sis, bro, you're not alone. Right? So let's get into the video. Oh, wait, before I forget, if you're not already subscribed, click that red button below or this one here on the screen and become part of the family. If you're already part of the family, hey, what's good? Welcome back. So, you know it's a real video when trusty Mr. Notebook pops out. So, I had to write a whole lot of this stuff down, guys, because this stuff is real. But hopefully, I will help someone out there learn something new and also get help or by themselves or whatever. So, let's get into it. So, imposter syndrome. Guys, imposter syndrome is basically you feeling like you're not enough or you'll never be enough. But I will put the dictionary definition over here so that you can see it, because it can be rather humbling. At the same time, you'll be like, is that a real thing? Or am I going mad? It's a real thing. And whilst I was researching this, I found out, guys, 70% of the population, the adult population who works, or actually no, 70% of the adult population, what this thing says, have experienced this at least twice in their lives. Like, guys, that statistic really boggled me just a little bit, because it means it's not about failing in life. Even the people who are succeeding, like who are at the top where you want to be, have imposter syndrome. Like, that part took me a while to swallow and fully understand. Like, I saw a tweet somewhere, like, I don't know, if I find it, I will put here, but if not, it was this Asian entrepreneur, and he's like top CEO of a company like in the States right now, but he was like, imposter syndrome gets worse as you succeed. I was like, wait, so you tell me even when I succeed I will still feel like adulting? Why are you doing this to us? Like, I thought we were friends. But it's real. Like, imposter syndrome is one of those phenomenons that's not like classified as a mental disorder, but it's a thing. Like, psychologists out there, like, we can't really put it there with depression and anxiety, but a lot of people who have imposter syndrome apparently have social anxiety. So, which made sense, because I know when mine was triggered, it was because I was suffering from very bad social anxiety at that time, the first time it happened. So I was like, light bulb makes the sense. But so there are 5 types of imposter syndrome. Like, when I saw this, I was like, there's types of it even. Like, I thought it was just like one mumbo jumbo thing into like one. There's 5 different types. These 5 different types are the perfectionist, superwoman or superman, that's me, the natural genius, the soloist, and the expert. Now, when I saw these titles, I was just like, the first time I was like, superwoman, that's me. Like, guys, anyone who knows me knows that I just go extra and above and beyond. Most of the time for no apparent reason, but I just feel like I really have to like go for it. If I don't go for it, I didn't do anything. Turns out, that's a bit of imposter syndrome, a bit of a trauma response. You know, why not spice things up? You know, because I'm an overachiever. Why not? So I'm going to define the different ones and like through the list, and then maybe you can see if one of these is you. Apparently sometimes you can have more than one, which also just made me even sadder, because I was like, my problem is not just one, it's like one of the 5. It can be both or all 5. So yes, let me define them. The perfectionist. Now the perfectionist is the one who sets like very high goals for themselves. Like they are unattainable. Even like when you tell them to people, usually these people know themselves by the way people react when they hear their goals. So if you sometimes see, there's the haters who are just like, you'll never achieve that. Then there's people who are genuinely looking at you like, how do you expect to achieve that in like the time frame you've given? Like you're great, but you're human, you're not Jesus. If you see people doing that to you, and these are people close to you, like random people on the street, yeah. But if people close to you are consistently looking at you like, I think you're doing too much, that could be one of them. Right. These people also have difficulty delegating. Now, I have a lot of friends who I know have this kind of issue. Delegating for me, I think coming from my family, because I was always the oldest in the room with all the grandkids, I was always the one who was delegating. So for me, delegating comes naturally. However, I was genuinely surprised to find there are people who struggle to delegate. Like, they'll want to micromanage everything and everything that's being done in a project. So these people are sometimes very difficult to work with, because they want to have their pots, like their hands in every pot and everything that's happening. And if you don't do it to their standard, you have failed. So that's, sometimes if you have a manager like that, that manager might have imposter syndrome. It's not your fault, don't worry. Number 2, the superwoman, superman, imposter. Now, these people believe that they have to work extra hard. Like, if you're working like everyone else, then you're not doing enough. You have to go above and beyond everyone. These are the people you usually find are workaholics, and they work late almost every day, and they find it difficult to rest. Now, this is me. Guys, if you ask me to take a break or just chill, my brain will short circuit. I'll be like, but there's work to be done. The house needs to be cleaned. Food needs to be cooked. Like, I will find something to do. So it's one of those things where it took me a while to realize that I am trying to do so much because I think I need to be perfect. I need to do all of this so that my parents think I'm good enough, or my boss thinks I'm good enough, or my friends think I'm good enough. Even like sometimes on the basketball court, I used to do way too much. Because I remember there was a season when I just moved back to Zim, I was doing way too much in the court, just so that I could prove myself to my new teammates. And after a while, I was just like, oh, girl, they already know you can play. Like, what are you doing? Like, I found myself getting these stupid injuries. And for me, that's usually what tells me I'm doing too much. Like, I'll either start struggling way too much with a workload that's usually very easy for me, or I'll start getting injured on the basketball court. Or I'll just start struggling with mundane tasks. Then I'll know something wrong. So yeah, that's usually how I cope with my imposter syndrome issues. Now, there's the natural genius. Now, these people believe that if something doesn't come easy to you, or you don't catch things quickly, then it's not for you, don't do it. Like, if you don't get it at the first try, you're better off leaving it alone. Now, that kind of imposter syndrome usually comes from those people who grew up and whoever was around them or who was their influence made them feel like they needed to catch on very quickly and do tasks very quickly and like snap. And if they don't, they failed. So they kind of compound that as they grow, and now as adults, they just think it's all or nothing. So like, if you don't give it 100%, if I don't get an A, I failed. So like, even an A- or a B, they failed dismally. That's the natural genius type of imposter syndrome. Then there's the soloist. This one I think everyone kind of notices, but they don't know what it actually means. These are the people who want to do everything by themselves, because they believe if they ask for help, it's a sign of weakness. If they show that they need help, it's a sign of weakness. If they can't do anything by themselves, they're weak, or something's wrong with them, and they failed it. Basically, they failed at life. Like, it'll become like that big. So I usually worry about this because I have about 2 friends who are like this, and for me, it probably triggered my search and research into this, because I was just like, dude, you can't do everything by yourself. Like, you're one human. You're trying to take care of your parents, your siblings, go to school, go to work. whoa, you're one person. All those people you're trying to take care of are also adults. They need to learn how to do things by themselves. If you continue to carry everyone's baggage and burdens, you'll die. Like, you'll die because you have enough burdens by yourself. Now you want to carry the burdens of 5 other humans and work and survive and adult. Nah, sis. Relax. So yes, those people really are usually struggling, and they're the ones who just are always moving, and you don't know what they're doing. Like, they're always busy, but you can't put your finger on what they're doing, but they're busy. Relax. And the last is the expert. Now, these are the people who believe if they don't know enough, like they don't have enough, like if they don't have a certificate for it, they don't know it. They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to discuss it in front of people because they've not been certified to talk about it. So you'll find these people are the people who want to get multiple degrees, certificates, all that hullabaloo. Someone to validate that they know something. And then the people who then be know-it-all and hoity-toity about it as well, those are the experts. Now, this is very unhealthy because you're human. You're never gonna know everything. Even the person who's considered an expert is still learning. They just have a certain amount of experience in the subject. So you need to pace yourself and be kind to yourself and know that you are only human. You're not going to know everything on the face of the planet about biology. There's a new discovery every day. We're not going to know everything about cars. I mean, we're now on electric cars, not engineered fuel-based cars now. So relax, pace yourself. You're human. Remember that part. Just start there. You're human. And you being human is not a failure. It's okay. Right? So those are the 5 different types of imposter syndrome. You might have 1 or 2. You might have just 1. You might have 5. Please get help. Either you have 1 or 5. Like, just get help, because it can cause you to self-sabotage. And self-sabotaging is the weirdest thing. Like, you'll want something so bad that you'll find yourself either getting yourself out of the running, talking yourself out of applying for a job, or talking yourself out of a job. Like, you'll be at the interview and the next thing you know, you're telling the employer why not to hire you. I've done that before. That was embarrassing. But, sidebar, he was a very nice boss, and he then told me, dude, I can see you're struggling with something. You don't even know how good you are. I need you to be kinder to yourself. We need more people like that man in this world. But yes, you'll be very lucky if you catch someone like that who will tell you, don't sell yourself short. Most people will just be like, yo, okay, so why did you apply? And kind of cross you. So that's one of the negatives of imposter syndrome on the long term. Suddenly today. But anyways, now, here are some causes of imposter syndrome. Right? Now, you have the typical ones, which can be the way you were raised and your life experiences, childhood traumas, and that kind of thing. Usually it means maybe your parent or guardian used to flip-flop between being very hypercritical and then give you what is it? Shower you with praises, that's the word. Would shower you with praises, but then quickly go back to being critical. So you are very confused as to what is required, so you tend to overachieve or just want to do too much to become the person who's liked by mommy and daddy, right? Bad. Then you've got the stupid, confusing ones, like you're going to uni, or you're starting at a new school, or you're starting your masters. Those things can kind of get you out of whack because you're used to being a certain way at your high school or your previous university. People already know you. So there's certain people who have accolades and they're known for being the sports guy, or if the guy is very good at math. And then you go to university and it's now a sea of people. And there's like about probably 10 or 15 of you who are good at math. It can really confuse your brain and you start to think, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe my grade was someone's average. It's a possibility, but that doesn't take away your greatness. So you need to always constantly remind yourself that you're good enough, that you are in your own lane. Don't compare yourself to anybody else, because everybody else's lane is very different. Everybody else's goals are different. You don't know what they want to be in life, or where they want to end up in life. You know what you want to be in life, or where you want to end up. Trust that there's a reason that you want that, and focus on that bit and getting there. Everyone else, they're spectators. They're spectators to your movie. Remember that. So you be the main character of your movie and act like it. You are the Angelina Jolie or whatever, like that movie that's going. You are the main actress or the main actor. Act like it. Even if people are looking at you weird, it doesn't matter. Act like you're Brad Pitt and you are sexy as hell. And you, whatever it is that you're good at, like you're the top journalist or top lawyer, in your head, work to be that person. That's it. That's all that matters. And it will start to show. Like if you believe it and think it, it starts to exhibit itself outside. And that's probably the easiest way to combat this. It's not easy to continually say that. Like you probably need things like affirmations, good friends, and family around you. If you struggle with relationships with people around you, you need to then affirm yourself. Put little notes on your computer, phone, TV around you. Like in my room, there's a whole lot of post-it notes. I remember my mom walked in and she's like, "What?" I was like, "Sis, just keep moving. This will be weird to you, but it works for me, and it's what I need to wake up in the morning and smile and face the day." So you make sure that you do what works for you, and that will work. Another thing that can cause imposter syndrome is starting a new job. We always think that a new job is great. Some people start in and be like, "Yeah, I'm going to start in, I'm going to hit this job, I'm going to do this. And you get in there, and every job is always that superstar. It's life. That superstar can derail some people and cause you to start doubting yourself on levels. Or there's times where you know stuff, but there's that one person who's just either a bully or they're very threatened by you and they make you doubt yourself and they gaslight you. That's sometimes how people develop imposter syndrome, because you've got that one person who's very threatened by you and starts to gaslight you and make you feel like you're not enough. Which happened to me at one of my other jobs. I started to think I was like the most basic human. Like, even when I went to the interview for my dream job, if it wasn't for the fact that this man knew me, that interview could have gone severely left. So it requires you being very honest with yourself and constantly reminding yourself, I'm good enough, I'm great, I am perfect just the way I am. They sound like very silly things to be saying to yourself, but you'll be surprised at how saying these things to yourself every day make you feel better, make you do better, make you be better. So yeah, I've become a very firm believer in affirming yourself and reminding yourself every day. Morning when you wake up, at night when you go to bed, remind yourself, I am great, I am awesome, I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm going to do whatever it is I can to get to where I want to be. Tomorrow is another day. I did not achieve everything I wanted to achieve today, but I've got tomorrow to do it. And pray to God that He gives you the grace to wake up in the morning. That's what you need to do. Because all these other things about trying to fit into that lane or that shoe or that box, if it's not what you want and where you are meant to be, you want to break that box. And that box is going to break you in the process of you breaking that box. We don't need that. We need to be in our lanes, actively pushing, growing, and glowing within our lanes. I hope this video helps someone. There's some therapists I know, I'll link them down below, who can help you with these kind of issues. If you don't have money to go to therapy, please find someone who you can talk to. Be they family or friends. I find it easier, weirdly enough, to talk to strangers, because strangers are the most considerate with some things like this. Family might not always understand where you're coming from. Sometimes your friends don't understand where you're coming from because they probably think you're being arrogant, or maybe they don't understand, which is normal. Not everybody understands what you're going through. It doesn't mean that they love you any less. And it doesn't mean they want to be hurtful. But just try and find your safe space to unpack these things and deal with them. And hopefully we'll all become better and greater people for it. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.